I have a full face of Dior products in front of me. So let's get started and do a full face of this beautiful luxury products. I'm so excited. I finally have like a full face. I don't have eyeliner or mascara from Dior. Ooh, that would be a good one. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so on my face, I already have my Merit Great Skin Serum and also my LANEIGE sleeping mask. I know I talked about this and I didn't like it before, but I've been using it daily and I'm really loving how my lips look with this one. I think, I don't know if it's worth the money, but you know what? I think I might be repurchasing because this is one of my favorite lip masks that I've been using. So I have one in my car and then one on my desk. So definitely recommend this one in case I said that I don't know if it's worth the money, but I think it is. And mine is in the shade Berry. Okay, so let's start with the foundation. This is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. This is in the shade, you know what? I don't see the shade on the actual packaging anymore, but I'm gonna make sure to link it down below. So check the shade. I think something fair neutral, it has to be. It says it's a skin glow. However, I have dry skin, so I have to make sure that my skin is prepped really nicely before applying this foundation because it doesn't show as much glow as what the name says. But let's see because not a big fan. This is the F1 Makeup by Mario brush and I'm using this bigger size brush to push the product in. It looks really pretty. It has a nice perfumey smell but nothing too crazy. And I think that this foundation, if you have dry skin, it looks great. If you prep your skin, if your skin is hydrated, and if you apply a glowy primer, like what I did, the serum from Merit. Like, I'm loving this finish. But if I don't have a nice prepped face, I mean, my face is always prepped with cream and sunscreen, but if my face is not prepped and nice and glowy with a glowy primer, this foundation doesn't look as glowy and as beautiful as it looks now. I've tried it with other primers that are not as glowy, and I was not a super big fan of how it looked on my face because I have dry skin. So don't be fooled by the name if you have dry skin. This is a skin glow foundation. I suggest to still prep your skin really good with something hydrating. But this looks beautiful. So I'm loving how it looks on today. Yeah, it doesn't look any drying like before. I felt like it was a little bit drying on my face. So maybe because I was expecting glow from the skin glow title. But yeah, I'm loving it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the same type of packaging product, but this is the concealer and this is the Dior Forever Skin Corrector and mine is in the shade 1N. So I'm gonna put a little bit in my inner corner. It looks quite kind of same consistency as the foundation. And I'm gonna go in with the F1 brush by Makeup by Mario, but the little portion here, and try to blend this. I start with a brush and then I'm gonna go in with a sponge. So this looks like one shade brighter than what the actual foundation is. Little bit it's quite hydrating, you can see, and also very nice and glowy, very natural looking. I actually love this concealer. So like I said, you have fine lines. Every concealer will eventually settle in there, so I'm not concerned about that. Okay, let's move on to bronzer. So for bronzer, I have this beautiful bronzer that's like a little leather pouch. This is the Dior Forever Natural Bronze in the shade 05 Warm. Okay, so it's this nice bronzer, very nice and natural looking. I think I'm gonna start with my MAC 143S brush. Yes, I don't know if Dior has a cream bronzer or a cream blush. I don't know. Let me know down below. I didn't check, but all I have is powder products, it looks like. Oh, I love this bronzer so much. It's so pretty. Actually, I am loving how the complexion looks. I think it's really pretty. You can't go wrong with Dior products. They're just so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna bronze with this one as well because it's more glowy. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, and this is in the shade 001 Universal. And I'm gonna grab a brush, and I think I'm gonna grab a BK Beauty 111 brush and go through this and just add on top to add a little bit more glow. I love this palette. This palette stays on my desk all the time because this is a great palette to also use on your eyes. Okay, so let's move on to blush. So for blush, I chose this shade. This is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow in the shade Pink, 001 Pink, because I'm gonna go back into this palette and use this pink on top. So for that, I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 107 brush. Add this beautiful shade to the cheek. I love this shade. I love all of these blushes by Dior. They're just so unique and they don't disappoint. Every time I use them, they just look so pretty all day long. So I just want to add a hint of pink, not too much. And now I can go into this palette again, the face palette. And what I like to do is go into these two shades, mostly here, and then touch a little bit of that white and add on top of this pink. And then you can actually use this palette, this blush. So if you want to use this blush combo, you can use it with any of the Dior shades or any other blushes. Like, you don't have to use a pink blush underneath because this just adds a little bit of nice highlight to the blush with a hint of pink. So don't be afraid to use this palette if you want to use it on top of different blushes. You'll look really pretty. You can see how nice the complexion looks. Oh, let me zoom you in so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm actually loving this. I think that this foundation looks very good in combination with the Merit Great Skin Serum. I think it works beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly powder. I'm gonna use this Dior Backstage Face Powder. I love this powder. If you have dry skin, this powder is amazing. So let me do one face to show you what I mean. So I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 110 brush, and I'm just gonna powder this area. I don't like to powder underneath my eyes. Oh, I guess I'm doing the whole face. I was gonna show you how nice it looks. Wow, it's so pretty. But I wanna go into this one. Hold on here. I'm gonna go into this highlighter right now and just highlight the nose a bit here. So not the pink, just the white, just to add that nice highlight. We're gonna come back to this palette when we work on the eyes, but yeah, let's finish the powder now. So this powder, it does perfect your skin and it doesn't dry up your skin, and you can also still see your natural glow or the glow from the foundation shining through. Okay, so I'm not gonna go underneath my eyes. I don't like to have powder there at all. And it looks pretty. What do you guys think? See? You can still see the glowiness. I love this highlighter. Oh my god. I think Dior is probably one of my favorite products to work with because they're just so easy and very beginner friendly. You can make mistakes with them. Okay, so for the eyes, let me quickly prime my eyes. I'm going to use my usual Nars eye primer. And then we're going to move on to eyes. So for eyes, I'm thinking of starting with a base, and I'm gonna go into my actual powder. This is the Dior Forever, what's the name of it? Natural bronzer, sorry, not a powder, a bronzer, powder bronzer in the shade 05, Warm Bronze. And I'm just gonna put this all over my face, not all over my face, all over my eyelid, the top part of the eyelid. And this is just a Moda big fluffy brush. Any brush would work, but I want to create this nice transition here that actually matches my bronzer on my face. And since this is the same bronzer we used on the face, it's gonna look really nice on the eyes. Now I want to go into, I don't know, I have this new palette, and this is the Dior Backstage Eye Palette in the shade 001, and this is the Nude Essentials palette. I already have a review on my channel. I think I'm going to combine this brown from this palette, and then we're going to go into a shimmer from here. Because you guys already seen how I use this palette, so I just want to create a different look for you guys. And I think I'm going to go in to this shade right here, which is the lighter brown. And I want to create a nice soft shimmery look. And just put this kind of all over the eyelid. Ooh, this is so pretty. I've never used this like this. And the brush, I did not spray it, in case you are wondering. This is how beautiful this shimmer looks on the eye without spraying the brush. With the same brush, I'm going to go into this darker shade and just add it in the outer corner here. So if you do have this palette, you don't have to buy an eyeshadow palette from Dior, but their eyeshadow palettes are gorgeous as well. So that looks really pretty. Okay, now let's go into this middle shade from the Nude Essentials with the finger. And I just want to add this in the middle here and see how it looks. Just make it a little bit more shimmery. So this is very similar to the other one, but just gives it a little bit more of a lighter shimmer. Intensifies it a little bit more. The shades are just so pretty. Okay, so for the inner corner, I'm going to go back into this palette and I'm going to use this in the inner corner of my eyes. And I'm just going to use like a Bling Brushes L1 brush, something little to fit in this area here. Now for the bottom lash line, I'm going to go back into this palette and use this dark brown, but you can use any dark brown. Like if you don't have this palette, you don't have to go purchase it to just use it for that shade, but any dark brown would work. I want to intensify the lash line since I don't have a eyeliner by Dior. I don't even know if they, I think they do have. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to go with a BK Beauty 204 into this shade. And add it very close to the lash line. And I think I'm going to stop. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to stop right here in the middle. I'm just going to smudge it a little bit with the same brush. Okay, and then with the same highlighter, I want to go into that highlighting brush that we used. And just bring it, connect it to the brown that we used. Just to keep this inner corner really, really bright. I'm going to bring you in close before we go in with mascara and show you how everything looks. So I think the complexion is just so beautiful. I actually love how this foundation looks. Yeah, no complaints. There's no creasing concealer, absolutely nothing. I think that the eye look turned out really nice. I've never done this before using this palette only. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go ahead and apply mascara. I don't have a mascara by Dior. I'm going to use my Clinique mascara, and this is the High Impact Curling Mascara. Enjoy this intermission. I'll be right back with lips. Okay, so mascara is applied. This is a final look on how everything turned out so far. I think it's really pretty. I'm really loving it. What do you guys think? Like, look how beautiful everything is just perfected by using this product. Okay, so let's move on to lips. Okay, so for lips, I'm gonna use a Lip Glow Color Reviver Balm, and this is in the shade 039 Warm Beige. And this gives your lips such a beautiful color, and it's just like a type of rosewood brown. I love the shade. So I'm not going to use any lip liner. I don't have a lip liner by Dior, so I'm just going to keep a Dior product. So I'm just going to put this all over the lips. I'm just going to leave my lip mask and dab it in. Look how beautiful. It's just kind of your lips with a hint of beige, brown. I think that they look so pretty. I actually also recommend the lip oils. So these are more oils, but they don't have the tint that the lip balms do have, so keep that in mind. I do love the lip balms because you still get this glossy lip glow oil type of lip, but with a hint of color. So for the money you spent, I would recommend this ones, but I also love the lip oils. So if you want to spend your money on one of them, the lip balms I would pick up. I would also pick up this one. You can't go wrong with having this in your collection. This is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer in 002. And this product works amazing on your lips by itself. Lip balms, lip oils. You can put it on top of tinted lip products, lipsticks, anything. So I'm just going to add a little bit in the middle. That's how I like to add. That's it, in the middle, and it adds that extra shine to your lips without making it sticky or oily, or it makes it very hydrating, and it just adds that little bit of shimmer to your lips. I don't know if you guys can see inside, but that's what it looks like. It has like a pearlescent look inside, and applied to your lips, it's just gorgeous. Okay, final thoughts. I'm gonna leave my clips in. I love my clips. Okay, final thoughts. What can I tell you? Dior is a beautiful luxury brand. It's expensive. I bought all these products on my own. This is not sponsored or anything. I want to make that clear. They're very expensive. I bought them throughout many years, and I recommend everything by them. There's not one product I don't like. I know they are expensive, but if you want to choose one thing for your face that you can also use on your eyes, go with this one. This has everything you need: a blush, highlighter, bronzer, and you can use all of this on your eyes as well, even this pink one. So you can't go wrong with this palette. This is a must. If you don't want to buy a actual eyeshadow palette or a bronzer, if you don't want to buy these blushes, then just get this palette if you want to try something by Dior. I also recommend both the foundation and the concealer. I'm actually loving how this foundation looks today on my face. I've always found it a little bit more drying than glowy on my face, but I think pair it with a nice hydrating primer is going to look really good. If you have dry skin, if you have oily T-zone or oily or normal skin, this foundation would look good on you with no matter what type of primer you use. That's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.